Hello everyone, introduce me, I'm Intan Nurhandayani. Here I will present the result of my work about patriarchic culture in the film Kartini by Hanung Bramantyo. First, background of the study. The film entitled Kartini 2017 is the third film that tells about Kartini's life. The first film was published in 1984 entitled Era Kartini, and the second film was published in 2019 under the title Love Letter from Kartini. The film Kartini starred well-known players such as Dian Sastrowardoyo, who plays Kartini, Christina Hakim, Yeri Sutomo, Acha Septriasa, Ayusita, and various other actors. In this film, Kartini is described as a gentle woman who is obedient. She invites her two brothers, Rukmini, played by Acha Septriasa, and Kardina, played by Ayusita, to fight for the freedom and equality of women at the time. The film Kartini is used as a form of modern society resistance to the patriarchal culture that still exists today. In this film, it is explained that women can act like men, there is no gap whatsoever, so women can be considered equal to men. Based on the background that has been described, the research which to examine the contents of the film and describe the patriarchal culture in the film Kartini. And then number two about literature review, and this one is cinema. Cinema means different things depending on how you look at it. How becomes the definition according to law number 23 of 2009. And cinemas once said that this film is a work in institutional art and culture rules-based social media and mass communication media. Cinematography can be sound with or without sound. In the dictionary communication page 134 mentions cinema is a visual medium collected somewhere. Meanwhile, according to the research view, film has the meaning of other forms of literary works that can be seen with the eyes and are equipped with visual motions and voice for the player so that they become interesting literary works. Film itself has various types, namely story films, news films, documentaries, cartoons, and so on. All films produced by the director are not solely for entertainment, but also contain message that he wants to give to the audience. The plot and elements of the story, shooting technical, video editing, and accompaniment music must be considered carefully. Even though it includes fiction or fiction in a film, it always gives birth to reality according to the view of the audience. And then about patriarchy. Patriarchy is a social system in which men are considered as the main power holder and dominant roles in people's lives. This patriarchy is a culture that is offset by feminists because with patriarchy women do not have the freedom to move and are considered only able to play a role in things that men cannot do, such as pregnancy and childbirth. Patriarchy in the government system makes the position of women under men. Men are considered as solos and roles for all. Patriarchy culture in Java. In Javanese culture, women are known as gentle people and have good manners, especially when the woman is a descendant of an aristocrat who is an upper class or palace person. The culture and life have been shaped according to each gender so that the roles between men and women are made differently, as well as the role of women to earn a living is considered as superior and the role of women who do not earn a living is considered as inferior. Most men look down on women because they are only allowed to act housewives, which women can perceive as trivial. This third caused patriarchy to grow rapidly in the island of Java. In Javanese culture, it is said the woman must honor their husband, which is the duty of a wife, but the nobility and obedience of the wife is followed by oppression and even violence from the husband. And number three, about methodology. The research is a qualitative description study using feminist criticism theory to describe the patriarchal culture in the film Kartini 2017. The details of the research are one, Kartini's family as a material object, and two, journals relevant to the research. Data collection in this study used the technique of seeing, observing, recording, and analyzing data based on the content of the film Kartini repeatedly. This is done to understand the meaning clearly so that it can conclude correctly through the data that has been found. Number four, about result of the study. Patriarchy culture is a culture that does not support equality, so this existence of women is underestimated because this culture describes that men have a role to determine and hold power over all things. Men are taught to play a role outside the home while women are only educated to stay at home and cook. This results in the position of women being considered uncomfortable. Gives that with the patriarchy dominates in the culture field, causing inequality and the absence of gender equality. Men have a major role in society while women have little influence. The film Kartini 2017 tells a lot about the daily lives of Japanese women from the end of the 19th century to the 20th century when the position of women was oppressed because of the patriarchal culture that still exists in this island of Java. At the time men occupied that high-caste class, that women because women were only looked down up. In the film, there are customs the Japanese woman must do when they enter the adult phase until a noble woman wants to marry her. The traditional is called pingitan. Sequestration is a tradition that is usually carried out before marriage with the rule that the bride is not allowed to leave the house until consent is granted and Kartini undergoes the selection period with her two younger siblings. Kartini action for the patriarchal rebels turned out to have grown since she was little. He refused to call his mother Yu, a nickname for a noble servant, just because his mother is from the people's circle and does not have a noble title. Kartini also refused to move to the farmhouse, which was the residence of a noble family. As an adult, Kartini tried to teach that the woman from the common people with the aim of eliminating the ignorance of Japanese women, and this was one way to eliminate gender inequality. During the inclusion, Kartini kept trying to find ways to uphold women's justice by reading. Kartini's writing were actually opposed by the noble, but Kartini still did not stop writing. Kartini accessed all things, therefore helped to her escape from segregation and text to Mr. Aventura. Kartini's writing could be exhibited in the house. In this film, it is also illustrated that education men like Mr. Sosrokarkono have been enlightened so that they are free from the traditional that been other noble woman. He was very supportive of Kartini's talks, but on the other hand, he has upheld the traditional as a nobleman, which also makes him suffer. So from that pressure, patriarchy can be concluded and only sex women, but also men because they have heavy demands as noblemen. And the last is a conclusion. Film is one of the different media to attract the attention of the audience to understand the story, especially historical stories. In this film, Kartini, Hanung Bramantyo tries to show the condition of Indonesian women, especially Japanese women, when they live in a very strong patriarchal culture. Some of Kartini's struggle and her struggle are reflected in various ways. Kartini did not agree with the seclusion period. Kartini did not agree with the rule that women were not allowed to continue the higher education like men. Women are only assigned as housewives and remains in the house. Kartini also refused to call her mother Yu, a nickname for a noble servant just because her mother came from the people and did not have a noble title. She also refused to move to the front house, which was the residence of noble family. Kartini's effort to uphold justice she also brought into the wedding she was during the Singaporean period, so that Kartini became a pioneer of change for women. Through this film by Hanung Bramantyo, it can be concluded that regardless of who is in power, men and women actually have the same and equal status, right, and degrees regardless and their physical difference. Okay, thank you for my presentation. Very, very thank you.